It's a moody, very cloudy day here in Toronto. It is the perfect day to dig in and talk about a new age practice like Reiki. If you're new to my channel, welcome and thanks for joining me. I focus on two main areas. One is personal style, projecting your best self through what you wear, and then secondly, different new age practices like Reiki that can benefit you in multiple ways, including healing, stress reduction, and all the rest. So here's a bit about my Reiki journey. I remember my mom having a book on her bookshelf back when I was a teenager about Reiki. I didn't have much interest in it, and I didn't really understand what Reiki was all about. I did kind of clock that Reiki was some sort of spiritual healing modality. Fast forward to when I was in my 30s, I was working a very trying but rewarding job in the not-for-profit sector. I was traveling, sometimes internationally for work, and I had totally hit burnout and immune system crash and wasn't aware of it until I got really, really sick. I started seeing medical professionals and paramedical professionals. I was seeing holistic nutritionists, naturopaths, acupuncturists, chiropractors, everything kind of under the sun, traditional Chinese, medical practitioners, trade practitioners. They did help me. I was really struggling, but in the end, I decided that I needed to find some sort of self-healing practice as well so that I could feel like I was in control of my healing. That's when I heard about Reiki self-practice. I looked up different classes in Toronto through Toronto Meetup. It was a Reiki 1 or Reiki 101 class, and I had an incredible Reiki master as a teacher, and she really opened my eyes to the benefits and tremendous power of Reiki. And I did that first course. I went back to her for Reiki level 2, and then about a year later I went back to her for my Reiki master's certification, and that was roughly 6 years ago now, and I've been using Reiki every day since. I've been using it on myself, I've been using it on my cats, and occasionally I've practiced distance Reiki. This video is for anybody that's interested in Reiki, but especially those who are interested in Reiki solely for self-care, because it is worth doing the training, in my opinion, even if it's just to help to heal yourself. I'm gonna give you a very high-level Cliff's Notes version of the history of Reiki first, before we get into what exactly it is. So Reiki is thought to have originated about 10,000 years ago in Tibet. And then it was rediscovered in Japan in the 1920s by Master Mikao Usui. And the Usui method of Reiki is the method that I was trained in and that I practice. Later, it was brought to Hawaii in the 1930s by Master Hawayo Takada, and she started teaching it there, and it spread across North America, and now it's known across the globe. If you're interested in learning more about the history of Reiki, I highly recommend Diane Stein's book, published I believe in 1995. It is called Essential Reiki. It is one of the preferred Reiki texts out there. Easy read, excellent book, a lot of really interesting... My cats just totally went ballistic and had the zoomies. So let's do that again. Really interesting theories about the history of Reiki, very kind of out there, so you need an open mind. It is available at various booksellers, and you can also find it, of course, on Amazon in Canada and the US, so I highly recommend you check it out. What is Reiki exactly? Reiki is a method of hands-on healing, and it's holistic. When something's holistic, it means that it benefits 4 areas. It benefits the physical, it benefits the mind, it benefits our emotions, and it benefits us spiritually. So those are the 4 ways that Reiki can help people. And Rei and Ki mean different things. They are 2 different Japanese kanji. And Rei means universal spiritual consciousness, while Ki means life force energy. So you may be familiar, if you practice yoga, with prana, which is the same concept, or in Tai Chi and Qigong, they call it Qi rather than Ki. And in Star Wars, they refer to it as the Force. So it is essentially the life force that animates all beings that are alive. It's that life energy inside all of us. So Reiki, those 2 words together, that means universal life force energy. So it is a way to move that life force energy from the planet through people to help heal them. So you might be wondering how Reiki is practiced. Firstly, I want to share that Reiki is available to anybody from any faith or religious background. So anybody can practice or receive Reiki, which is incredible. And additionally, Reiki is not manipulating of the muscles or joint tissue or bones or any sort of acupressure or massage. That's not what it is. Reiki is a set of 20 or so hand gestures in 2 separate series. One series is for those who are practicing on themselves, and there's roughly 10 gestures on the front side body and 10 on the back. In Reiki series 2, which is for practicing on somebody else, there's again roughly 10 hand gestures for the front body and 10 for the back. And one of the hand gestures that I'll show you really quickly is very simple, and they don't look complicated at all. It's just this, and you would hold the position for roughly 2 or 3 minutes. Reiki works with the chakra system, and generally Reiki hand positions are either over the major or minor chakras. I'm not going to get into the minor chakras, but a lot of other healing modalities work within the chakras and moving energy through the chakras as well, including yoga, acupressure, acupuncture, and there are 7 major chakras that I will go through right now. And you've got the crown, you've got the brow or 3rd eye, you have the throat chakra, you have the heart chakra, you have the solar plexus, and then below you have the belly or sacral chakra, and then right at the base of your spine, kind of where your sacrum would be, you have your root chakra. And there are different colors associated with each chakra as well. You may be asking yourself, how exactly does Reiki work? The Reiki master will, when working with the student, attune the student as part of their training to Reiki energies, which are said to come from the earth through the Reiki practitioner's crown and then out through their hands. And they are able to use this healing energy on those chakras I talked about earlier to help get them into alignment. And there has been research done on what Reiki does to somebody that's receiving Reiki on the client. And it's been proven that Reiki somehow puts the brain into an alpha state. So this is similar to the state that your brain goes into when you're in a deep meditation. And what this helps with is relaxation, and it also helps to re-energize you, especially if you're feeling fatigued. Reiki is also said to help speed the healing process and support detoxification. So there are other interesting ways to use Reiki energy as well. Reiki can be used for distance healing. It can be beamed into objects. Again, the concept, keep in mind, is that the energy is coming through the palm of your hand and you can't see it. So often Reiki practitioners will use it to energize something in their palms. It could be a crystal. They may infuse Reiki healing into water. They may use it on different supplements. Oh, there's Crema. He's saying hello. You can use it on different supplements or for all different things. One of the ways that I use Reiki that's a little bit off the beaten path is, if I know I'm going to be getting in my car and getting on the highway and it's rush hour, I will send Reiki energy to myself. I will send it to my car in the hopes that it would help me to stay alert and focused and very aware when I'm driving. So, if you're a skeptic, you might say, okay, well, it's similar to just setting an intention for safe travels. And sure, that's great. It definitely can be used for that. And Reiki can also be used for distance healing, like I mentioned. So if you want to send energy to somebody from a distance, and it's said to even work over time, or through time, but that's getting a little bit further afield than I think we're ready for here on this channel. So maybe more on that down the road. Depending on where you live, there's different rules on how you go about practicing Reiki professionally on individuals or clients. But here in Ontario, I can tell you that Reiki is a complementary therapy and you need to get your holistic practitioner's license in order to legally practice. You also need to do that through the Canadian Reiki Association. So if you're interested in Reiki as a more professional pursuit, I will include the links down below and you can dig in and learn more. I will also include a link to my teacher, my Reiki master, who taught me. She has since left Toronto and is now living in BC, but if you are in the Lower Mainland, you may be interested in checking her out. She is absolutely fantastic. I highly recommend her, and her name is Stephanie, and I'll include information below. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and learning a little bit more about Reiki and what it's all about. If you like this video, I would love it if you could like and of course subscribe to my channel. I will be sharing more about Reiki and other healing modalities, as well as more about fashion and personal style and interior design down the road. So if there's anything that I mentioned today that you'd be interested in learning more about, please mention it in the comments below. And until next time, may the force be with you. Okay, bye everybody.